Let's do this. Next up, we have Olivier. This is a French name. I can't read. Rising Up from the Streets of Rage 4 official soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happening here musically. I don't think for the £5, I'll add that. Remind me to add that later. So if you like the sound, I'm explaining things in a way so you don't have to be a professionally trained musician to understand what's happening here musical. If you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member, all that good stuff. Two disclaimers. Number one, this is my first time hearing this track, so I will be pausing a lot as I will be pointing things out as I hear them. And number two, as you just saw, this is recorded live on stream on a single take. So I might stumble upon my words. I might get interrupted here. Whatever happens, happens. So, with that being said, yeah, let's let's do this. Rising Up. Let's go. Okay, so we're starting with this really, really cool, basically two hands on a synth. One is doing the chords, the other one is giving us our motif. The motif, of course, being the smallest version of our musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. So in this case, this is very nice and retro. I don't know what year this game came out on, but it looks really cool. I'm a bit flabbergasted because we just got a bunch of insane stuff on the stream. But yeah, really, really cool, giving us a bit of a beat as well. Very common for this kind of style. So released in 2020. All right, there you go, because it does give me some retro vibes to an extent. Let's see where this goes. There's the motif again. Now we're having a bigger bass line coming in. So yes, bigger bass. Oh, and there's the drums. Okay, that was not where I thought it was gonna go. So now we switched these around. This bass line is still kind of the motif, even though it's more of a bass line, giving us an arpeggiation of the chords that were being played. Arpeggiation is when you play a chord one note at a time. And let's see what happens. Very cool beat. Playing those chords, giving us the cadence. Extending that cadence. Resolving the cadence. There's the motif again on a new synth. We are getting the motif again, but now instead of having those very calm synths at the start, now we have this very loud drum, and it's such, again, drums can change the connotation of everything. The right beat can change everything so fast. So, roots from the 16-bit era, as I said, stage music, game tends to be very dynamic. This sounds like it. Yeah, let's see where this goes. And right now, this is a very good way to develop a motif. What did the composer do? We grabbed the motif, the entire shape of the motif, right? We have the entire shape of the motif, and we are having, of course, our drum beat, right? We're having our drum beat, very, very steady drum beat. And what are we doing? In order to extend the duration of this motif, we are cutting this motif up and then allowing the drums to play a little bit more before playing the next section. Then we do the same thing, and we are keeping the same motif happening. We are just taking breaks between moments in the melody to allow for the drums to actually have a bit more spotlight and to fill up a bit more time as well, because now this motif that was a 7-second motif, now it's extended for maybe 20, maybe 30 seconds. Very, very good way, splicing up a motif like this. Clever way of doing it. So let's see where it goes. And there you go. We had a brief moment of resolution there, cadence there. We go off the ramp now. So going off the ramp is a colloquial term that I use. Colloquial is just that there's no academic term for this, or at least I'm not using it for the sake of simplicity and explaining things. So a good way of making your listener feel suspended up in the air, in a transition, at the mercy of inertia, that kind of thing, remove the drums. And we get and keep everything else going. That way you feel like, okay, where are we going to land? Maybe remove the bass as well, and you get this right here. Then we have the motif, and we bring back the drums right away. Oh! And now we add to this motif, we are adding those arpeggios. But now instead of having the arpeggios being cut, now they're all continuous. Very clever. Yep. And another way of developing this motif, we are doing the same thing, but instead of just leaving empty space, we are just doing repeated notes. We are taking the last note, first note, like, when we splice this, we have a last note and a first note. What we do, we just repeat the note to the beat of the drums. And now the melody continues with the drums. With the drums. Now it's not just letting the drums do their thing, we are now continuing with the drums. We are implementing the drums. We are letting the drums now completely influence what is happening to the motif. But in essence, we are just adding a new layer to what had already happened. We're just filling up that space that we had cut up before. This is really, really good. See where this goes. Where are we going? Off the ramp we go. Bass line. So now we have a bass line going, plus this other new synth. We're bringing it somewhat different, because the bass line has a couple of elements from the original motif that we're having here. And yes, and every single song goes on the YouTube channel. Yes, we just have a delay because of how I schedule things. Oh, it's really good, yeah. Ooh. Oh, very cool scale there. Doing triplets. So, the concept of triplets. Once again, when it comes to music, you have three main elements: melody, harmony, rhythm. And so far, we've relied a lot on rhythm. Rhythm is the use of time. How long things take, how fast they are, the duration and everything, right? And time is subdivided in music in what we call bars or measures. Let me just write that down. So it's bars or measures. These are the same term, basically. These are interchangeable terms. And these are usually determined by a time signature. A bar is just the smallest subdivision, and these are then determined by a time signature. And time signature is made out of two numbers: upper number, lower number. This is the most common one. 4/4 is the most common time signature in existence. Upper number is the number of notes that you will have, the number of beats that you will have in a measure. Lower number is the type of note that you will get from that beat. So in English, it's pretty easy to remember these. Whole notes are going to be 1. Half notes are going to be 2. Quarter notes are going to be 4. Eighth notes are going to be 8. 16th notes are going to be 16, so on and so forth. So in this case, 4/4, upper number is the number, lower number is the type, so 4 quarter notes in a single measure. So that means we have 4 quarter notes in a measure, and you count them, counting 1 through 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what we've been getting as a measure here. However, each of these is comprised of 2 of the next. So 1 whole note contains 2 half notes. 1 half note contains 2 quarter notes. 1 quarter note contains 2 eighth notes, so on and so forth. So when you're counting in 4/4, yes, you do have 8 eighth notes as a result. And if you want to count those eighth notes, you put those eighth notes in between each of the quarter notes that you have, and you get your eighth notes. And these and these, oh, and I'm going to explain that, GD Monkey. So this, now we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the eighth notes are going to be spelled as an. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. These are going to be called the upbeats, and then the numbers are going to be the downbeats. The ands, the eighth notes, are going to be the upbeats. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So one thing that you can do with eighth notes, and with pretty much anything, is the concept of tupleting. The most common one that exists is triplets. So a triplet is when you take what would otherwise be 2 notes or 1 note, and you're going to put 3 of something else where there usually was 2. The most common one is the eighth note triplet. So the eighth note triplet, instead of having 2 eighth notes, which when we are having these in this one over here, these are called straight eighth notes. Now we are having tripleted eighth notes or eighth note triplets. And those are counted number, first ta, and second ta. So we go from, let's say we have a full measure of each, right? So 1 full measure of straight eighths, 1 full measure of triplets. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 ta ta, 2 ta ta, 3 ta ta, 4 ta ta. So you can feel that accelerated, fluid momentum that you gain with tripleted, with tuplets, triplets. Tuplet just is the overall concept. Triplets is this one. So, good question was asked here. So, is 2-2 the same as 4-4? Technically, yes. So, a bar of 2-2 would be 2 half notes in the bar. However, you're going to count it 1 and 2. It's just going to be usually slower. So each of these subdivisions will have its purpose. So instead of being 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, it's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2. So it is going to feel a lot slower. So each time signature has its own purpose. And at the end of the day, these are all to communicate with the players, to communicate with other musicians. So whichever one works best for you, that's fine, but there are more optimal ways of communicating. Because technically, a 4-4 bar equals a 1-1 bar, which is just a whole note. 1, 1. You know, we have that going on, and it's going to be a very difficult thing to keep up with. So you want to make these as easy to understand as possible for your players. That is the whole point of time signatures, key signatures, all that kind of stuff. So cool to learn new things. Music I've heard multiple times before. There you go. Sometimes I hear a song use 3, 4, 7, 8 more chaotic than you can you explain? So yes, those are the odd time signatures. Odd time signatures just means it's a non-standard for Western music. So in the case of 3-4, again, upper number, lower number, we are doing 3/4 notes. And this one, we are going to count 1 through 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then if we get something like a 7/8, 7/4, then we're counting 1 through 7. However, because it's in quarter notes, it's going to be a little bit slower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's going to have a very different feeling than a 7/8 bar, because a 7/8, now we're talking eighth notes. Eighth notes are faster, and when it comes to, once you cross the barrier into eighths, you are going to want to subdivide them, and when you subdivide them, you're going to group them together, because 7, counting 7 faster, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7 having 2 syllables becomes a little bit tricky. So what do musicians do? We group them. So a measure of something like 7/8, so 5/8, 7/8, 11/8, 9/8 sometimes, 13, 15, all these types of numbers, we subdivide them into groups of 2 eighth notes plus 3 eighth notes. So the most popular one for 7/8 is 2 groups of 2 and 1 group of 3. And you count them as 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then you can make it very fast. You can make, so when we had the 7/4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we can count the 7/8 a lot faster. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And you can make different combinations, and you can just completely mess around with these things. And again, these are tools. These are methods of communication. This is vocabulary in a musician perspective. So all of these things, at the end of the day, are just to communicate as best as possible. So, just hopped to the stream and I hear something about the Asians already have enough math as it is. Yeah, math in music is fairly... it can be fairly challenging, especially when you start getting into orchestration. Let's continue with the song. Oh, really cool. I like these glitching sounds. Let's see where it goes. And we have a reduction of the motif. So a reduction of the motif is exactly what is happening here now. It is reduced in the sense that there's a reduced timeline for the motif. So it's a lot faster than it used to be. And yeah. That was a lengthy tangent. I am not apologizing. Let's continue. And I think it's inverted too. So inversion, when it comes to a motif, so we had reduction plus inversion. So a reduction is when you take something, you cram it so that it's faster, so that it happens over a shorter period of time. Inversion is when you take a melody or any form of musical idea, you grab that and you flip it upside down. And that is what we're getting. You appreciate it? But then I can't not apologize. Come on. So yeah, no. Now we have this, what sounds to be a reduced, inverted version of the motif, because the original motif was kind of going downwards. Now this one's going upwards, but the overall shape seems to still be there. Let's see where it goes. Ooh. Oh, nice. So yeah, now we have this. Okay, so now we have this other motif going on. The bass line is now on the higher end, giving us this really, really cool secondary motif that was always there in the bass line, and it's just acting really, really cool in this whole thing. Man, this is really cool. Let's see where it goes. Welcome back, everyone. Oh, we're filtering it out. We'll bring this back. We changed the tone of the drums a little bit. We bring back some of those initial synths. And yeah, it sounds like we're about to reach climax territory. Let's see where this goes. We have those arpeggios going. We have that cut, like spliced motif. A little bit of a teaser. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we're getting a new variation of the motif. Now this one is a little bit brighter. It's on the major scale, while the previous one was on the minor scale. Really cool melody. And we are getting those little, like, glimpses of the previous motif that is cut up. I love this, dude. This is really well made. Let's see where it goes. So it seems like we're building towards a climax. And how do you add more tension, more drama to something? You do a doubling and you put it up an octave. So the concept of a doubling, is when you have more than one instrument playing the same thing. And octaves, it's just, the range. You're just having to play it higher. You're doing the exact same thing. You have two layers of the same synth playing the same thing. It's just now up an octave, and it just feels higher. Let's see where this goes. And Ophius, welcome today. I forgot to say hi to you. Sorry. All right, let's see. We're about to enter the climax. Let's see. we basically bring back the full drums and we do another recapitulation of the intro right before. So the last minute is a minute and a half, 2 minutes is usually climax territory, and right now it might end up with climax. Let's see where this goes. Yep, now we have the upper beat as well in the synth. Let's see where this goes. Off the ramp. And there we go, climax territory. Yeah, and basically we just bring back this very beautiful melody. We're having that that pedal up above. I mean, it's more of an ostinato. So a pedal / ostinato. So in this case, I would call it an ostinato. An ostinato is when you have an instrument playing the exact same thing. And in this case, it's that repeated note that is being played high up, giving us this really, really cool counterpoint to the main melody that we're getting. Counterpoint being, you know, when you have more than one melody interacting with each other, how melodies develop, that kind of thing. So let's see. Not yet, Dan, not yet. Welcome to the... And yeah, this is a variation, the major variation. So it's still technically the same motif, it's just being played on a parallel scale. Parallel major is just a little bit happier melody than we had before. Which, you know, the name of this track is Rising Up. So it rose up. It went from being the sad minor scale to the happy major scale. And we're having the same drums that we had during some of the more epic parts of this track, plus the ostinato on the top and the bass line. That is really cool. Solid way of making a climax. Let's see where it goes. There we go. We bring it back to just the bass line and the ostinato. I guess we're entering outro territory. We have a minute left, though. Where are you gonna go with this? Yes, we have. We have. Okay. So now we're basically just letting the accompaniment take the full spotlight. Risky maneuver, because this can risk boring the listener. But I like it. It's a good beat. Rising Up is also an appropriate title because the climax happens on an elevator. There you go. Oh, and then we have, we're in the background, we have the initial synths growing a little bit. And there we go. We bring the melody back. I would have put a solo of some sort in that little break over there. I think that was missing. I think a solo would have been amazing over there. Like a synth solo or something else, or maybe bringing the bass line forward again, something like that. That felt a little too empty for a full repetition. It works. I just think a solo would have been incredible there. Let's see where this goes. Very lovely melody. One more repetition, okay. See? How are you gonna end this? We remove the snare. And there we go. We finish it on the high note, and we let these things just do it. James R. Basterd with an extra T. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the mosh pit. All right, so there you have it. That was a solid ending. There you go. That was Rising Up from the Streets of Rage 4 official soundtrack. What a trip that was, dude. That was awesome. That was a trip. That was really cool. Like, except for that part where I would have put a solo or something else, maybe let the bass line go a little bit up again. This was really good. Like, we're talking very, very little went away. That was very little detriment. It was still a really good track. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, follow the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member, all that good stuff. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3 seconds, I will be linking it down below in the description. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, if you're on the live stream, do not request songs yet. And if you are not on the live stream, go to the Discord server. Link down below. Go to the LFA requests channel and follow the instructions on the pinned messages there. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live on stream, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you want to know what time that is for you, we have the links to the Discord and the Twitch link down below with your local time zones, the schedule in your local time zones. And follow the gaming channel. We have a gaming channel where we put the VODs of the things that we do. Games are Basterd. Link down below, or you search for it. James are Basterd, swap the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah, there you go. Really, really good stuff. Rising up from Streets of Rage 4. That was really, really fun, dude. But yeah, let's move on.